Focus. You don't have ADHD, your kid doesn't have ADHD, you are totally fine. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to focus on the things you need to create your ideal reality. If you can't watch through this video, it's simply not important to you. And that's why you couldn't pay attention. But the people who are successful in life are the people who can focus on one thing and make it work. I'll show you how to do this today. So, why should you even listen to me? I've helped several people make more money, have better relationships, create better physiques, and live an overall better life. And focus is one of the things I teach them to assist them. People from all different walks of life, all different parts of the planet, all over the world, all different sort of economic situations. I'm gonna guide you through a 3-step process to focus no matter what, and you'll create a far richer and more fulfilling life due to it. Here's the thing. You're gonna continue to walk through life aimlessly with no clear direction if you don't solve this focus problem. One of the most common problems I see when people email me or DM me is that they don't know what to do with their life. They don't have any direction. You don't have any direction for your life, and this is a path to a miserable existence. So let me help you out. Let's get into it.
And considering that I am a person that was actually medically diagnosed as ADHD, and learning through the things that you've now highlighted for me, actually finishing things, that says a lot.
Yup. We get results over here, y'all. That's what we do. So, firstly, handy dandy diagram. But guess what? I have a different diagram today.
Oh my gosh.
It's an adaptation. It's a different diagram, okay? We have something different going on today. Now I gotta make here a little bigger. Whoa. And I need 3 columns. And all right, we got a different diagram today, but it's still some of the same things.
Still looks like a rocket.
It's still some of the same things. I just need a chart over here. So we got reality divided into 3 planes. We got spiritual. When I'm looking at the edit, sometimes it looks like the green is hard to show on the screen, but y'all let me know if you could see the green. If not, I'll make it a new color. Here we got mental. The mental plane of existence. And down here we got physical plane or physical reality. Now there are 3 steps I'm gonna guide you through. I'm just gonna divide this little chart like this. Bam, new diagram. So firstly, the first thing I'm gonna talk about is care. Here's the thing. You can't focus because you don't care about what you're doing. Literally, you don't care about what you're doing. So when I was in high school, right, I had a bunch of friends who were diagnosed with ADHD or ADD, or they couldn't pay attention in class. They had terrible grades. They couldn't focus. They couldn't focus on math. They couldn't focus on English. They couldn't focus on history. They couldn't focus on nothing. And they're always causing trouble in the class, whatever. These were my friends, okay? And here's the thing. When it came to the NBA and basketball, they knew everything. They knew all the stats. They knew who was likely to win the championship. They knew all the players' names. They had their minds organized around how the NBA was operating in basketball and how many free throws this person hit and how much points Kobe made here and there. It was crazy, right? They were systemized, they were organized, they were focused when it came to basketball. Why? Because they cared about basketball. They valued basketball. And if you don't know what you value, values are spiritual plane. If you don't know what you value, you're gonna get distracted all the time. So you need to get my Value Finder tool, which is free, which will tell you what you actually value, and you will start focusing on it.
Very helpful tool.
Also forgot to put up here. Here is the all. Here, God, Allah. Brahma, Big Bang, whatever your idea is of the initial creation spark of the universe, the initial creation force of the universe, because there is a creation force of the universe, and it is referred to by many names, the God, the All, Allah, Brahma, Big Bang, etc. So here's what happens if you don't know what's important to you, what you actually care about. Other people will tell you what to care about, but you don't actually care about it. So you can't focus on it. You're in school, they're trying to teach you history. You don't care about history, so you fail history and you think you have ADHD. And people label you, your teachers label you, and doctors label you because when you go get an assessment, they're having you do things that you don't care about. Let me tell you guys something. My younger brother, okay, when he was younger, he was a menace. He was troublesome. He couldn't pay attention. He couldn't sit still. He couldn't sit in a circle with all the other kids because he wasn't entertained. He didn't care. He didn't value whatever they were doing. He even got kicked out of kindergarten, which means he got kicked out of school at the age of 5, okay? He got kicked out of school, had to go to another school, okay? So my mother went to get him, through the recommendation of the teachers and stuff, went to go see if he had ADHD or ADD or some kind of behavioral issue. And they went and tested him, and they're like, oh, it seems like he's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong going on here. But he still wouldn't behave in school and figure out school. Here's the thing now. If you were to see my brother now, you would be like, when did this kid ever have ADHD? He's focused. My brother is an accountant. You realize how focused you have to be an accountant and go through people's numbers and deal with all spreadsheets and master Google Sheets and all of that? He's an accountant. Why? Because he has a value on money. He always cared about money and dealing with money and handling money and saving money. My brother, we would go out and he would purposely leave his wallet at home so he didn't spend money. Okay? We went trick-or-treating one time. I ate all my Reese Cups because I loved Reese Cups. I ate them all. And he didn't like them. I said, yo, can I have your Reese Cups? He goes, you're gonna have to buy them off me. I'm your brother, bro. What do you mean I have to buy them off you? He's like, you can buy them 10 cents each. I gave this boy about $1, okay? Bought his Reese Cups off him because he valued money. He can focus on that. You ask my brother about knitting or something, he's got ADHD. You ask me about knitting, I got ADHD. And if you like knitting, that's not a knock at you. I'll teach you how to make more money with it. You know what I mean? So you just have to know what you care about. Otherwise, other people are gonna inject their values into you. What do I mean by this? So you've seen in some of my other diagrams, you got people outside here, right? You got other people, you got parents, you got teachers, you got preachers, you got authority figures, you got government. These are other people, okay? And they inject things into your mind, other values, right? What'd you say?
He said, my mind is so in the gutter. I was like, I like your values.
Wow. What you care about is what's important to you, right? And other people will inject what they think is important into your mind. Okay, so this isn't just for this quadrant, this is injected into the mind. And then what'll happen is you'll fail their expectations and you'll feel shamed. And you'll feel bad about yourself. And be like, why can't I just do it? Why can't I just focus? And you beat yourself up. You don't want to do that. So me, for instance, I was the opposite. I could focus in school. Why though? Because I valued the approval of my parents. My mother wanted me to go to university, and I was not going to get into university if I didn't do well in school, and I valued the approval of my mother. Obviously to a high degree, to the point where I focused incredibly well in school. Now, stuff comes across my desk all the time that I don't care about. I don't even open it. I can't pay attention to it. Bye. Right? So, another thing, to know what you care about, right? Because people are like, how do I know what I care about? To know what you care about, no one Exactly. No one forces you. No one forces you. No one tells you. No one constantly has to nag you to do it. What is it in your life that you just do spontaneously, right? Spontaneous. What do you do spontaneously? Just automatically. Look for that in your life. That has something to do with what you care about. And for some people, they're gonna be like, well, I spontaneously play video games. That's fine. It's fine. You value playing video games. You can turn that into money. You can pay attention to the video games, right? You can turn your focus on video games into money, into success. There's tons of streamers out there. There's tons of people out there. There's a guy in my Next Realm program right now. He plays video games a lot, but he also has a fitness offer because he's into fitness, right? But he plays video games and he's fine and he makes good money. You know what I mean?
Or if you're in a certain situation, till you can get to the point where you can play video games all the time and get paid for it, you can change the perspectives and the frames so that your life becomes a video game, so you feel more inclined and entertained to be a part of it. That's why a lot of those like ADHD apps for like cleaning and stuff work, because it's made into a game and people love winning games and winning little prizes and stuff.
That's a dope insight. That's a super good insight. So what are you compelled to do? That's how you know what's important to you. And the Value Finder will help you. Secondly, design. What I mean by design. Outsource things, okay? When I say design, I mean design your life around what you care about the most, around your values. Now, this is easier to do when you have some money, and it's easier to tell people when they have more money to outsource things, but people do this naturally. You outsource things all the time, you don't even know.
Definitely outsource. That's one of my biggest things with you.
Exactly. I'm about to talk about it. So people outsource things all the time. Spouses do this all the time. I'm going to write spouse here, okay? People outsource things with their spouses all the time. Why? Because your spouse is designed to help you notice the unowned parts of you, the disowned parts of you, and also designed to, I don't want to say pick up slack in a way, because like, people don't like how that sounds. Or
it's
whatever.
balance.
But who cares? Yeah.
They're like the balance.
That's the word, balance. They're here to help balance you out. And basically, what happens is what they value tends to balance out what you value. So let's say a couple are parents, mother and father, and let's say the mother has a higher value on children than the father does. So she might not have a high value on cooking, for instance. She doesn't like to cook, but she will end up cooking because she values her kids and the kids got to eat. Due to that, the father values eating, obviously, like you got to get fed. So what does she do when she cooks? She cooks for the whole family, right? The kids get fed, the dad gets fed. The dad has outsourced cooking to the wife. You understand what I'm saying? Spouses do this all the time.
And the balance would be he buys the groceries, he puts the money in to buy the groceries, and then she makes the meal with the groceries.
Exactly. So people outsource all the time. Now, here's the thing and why you need to outsource. If you don't live your life based on what you prioritize, based on what you care about, your life is gonna get filled up with things you don't care about, which is why you need to outsource the things that you don't care about. Now, listen, don't get offended by that. Like some people get offended. They're like, oh, you just want somebody to cook, or you just want to, can't you fold your own laundry and blah, 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 blah. I don't care about it. So let someone else do it. You will live a far more fulfilled spiritual life. A spiritual existence is when you are living in what you care about.
Because a lot of people live in the should be dynamic. Like people should be doing this. People should be happy doing this. People should be able to do this because it's a part of life. Like instead of looking at, okay, instead of should, what works for me? Exactly. So you got to live life by design. You outsource things.
People do this stuff with their spouses all the time, and you gotta live by priority. Otherwise, you're gonna be miserable. Like, for instance, back to the husband and wife example with the kids. If they both don't value children, but they had kids because of the injected values of other people, their parents, their teachers, their pastor, the government wants people to have kids. If they had kids because of other people's injected values, the two of them are going to be miserable taking care of the kids. And then you wonder why some people have kids and treat them so badly. They didn't value kids to begin with. Something happened, other people's values occurred, and boom, they had kids and they don't want them. Do you understand? This is how these things happen. That's why you need to live by what you care about. Value finder. Finally, let me start my gun. Okay, I got time. Mission. Now, in the spiritual plane, there is mission. This is a higher calling that you have. Without a mission, you will not have a vision for yourself in the world. In the Bible, in Proverbs, it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that follow the law, universal law, he that follow the law, happy is he. So with no vision, the people perish. If you have no vision for what your life is to be, you will perish.
It's very much like in alignment with like fulfillment. Like when you have a mission and you're taking the small steps to get there, it kind of, you feel more fulfilled as opposed to if you're just walking in the dark and like you don't know what your mission really is, you tend to feel more depressed and like, what am I doing this for?
Exactly. And I'm quite sure many people watching this right now feel that way. Why am I doing this? What's happening with my life? What do I do? That's why you gotta know your values. It's very important. I always draw things back to values. It has so much power over your life, right? So when you have a vision for what you want your life to be, and you will have a mission, it will create a mission for you. And when you have a mission, you have a purpose. Okay? There are my mentor, Lewis Mocker, just told me this the other day, actually. He said there's two poles pulling at you in life. Purpose and fear. I wasn't going to talk about this today, but it just came to my head. There are two poles pushing you apart, purpose and fear. When you draw down here to the fear side, you'll get distracted. You'll get distracted. Your life will fill up with a whole bunch of things for you to be afraid of, for you to not take the chance on your purpose. But when you're moving with vision and mission, you have a purpose and you go. Now, here's the thing. Mission creates focus. Okay? Creates clarity. Also creates calm. Creates poise. You know where you're going. Listen, a mission is greater than just a goal. Have a mission, a vision you want to see occur in reality. And there's goals along the way. You know, some people have a goal and they're like, they get so disassociated from it and they get so impatient to get it. But if you have a mission, right? If I have a mission to teach 1,000 people my methods so that they make more money and they live more fulfilled lives and they are able to put things into the world that help other people, I have a mission for that. I'm not worried about how long it takes. I have patience here, right? Here I have patience. I'm not worried about how long it takes. I'm not worried about how much it's gonna end up costing because I'm gonna get the money for it anyways. I go on my mission and I fulfill my purpose and I get concentrated, all right? You're gonna say something? You're over there moving a lot.
Yeah, well, it's also because
you're pregnant.
Yeah, but like I feel like when you're moving more with purpose, like, and you make choices from that space, you're less likely to like be thrown out into like the water and like feel chaotic versus like you have fear and you're trying to make a decision. A lot of resistance comes up in your reality to kind of like swim against the current and like go through, as opposed to like just like going with the flow and like being pushed in a direction.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And here's what you got to understand about mission. If you don't have a mission, you will be given one. Everybody has a mission. Is it the mission that they want? Is it the mission that you want? Who knows? But you will be given a mission. It'll be given to you by your parents, or your boss, or the government, or Elon Musk, whoever it is. They will find something for you to do. And if it's not aligned with what you care about, you will live a miserable existence. You will feel drained. You will be disappointed all the time. You will be confused. You will be without focus. You will be without clarity.
And those things are all happening to provide you some clarity as to what's really going on. So instead of ignoring it, find out your values with the value tool.
Thanks. So, but she's right. These are all signals that you're doing something that you're not supposed to do because it's not aligned with what you care about, right? What I have written over here. Sometimes I gotta go check my notes because sometimes I have a whole bunch of things to talk about in these videos. And I used to not take notes, but let me take a 1-2 note. Right. Cool. So, your vision, right? Without vision, you're going to be blind. Vision, sight, right? And you will know where to go. That's simple. You likely do not have ADHD. You just don't know what you care about. And when you do find out what you care about, it'll be far easier to focus. It'll be far easier to know what you care about. And it'll be far easier to have a vision, mission, purpose, concentrate, and act. You will no longer be distracted.
It is interesting too, because not a lot of people, but like there's those people out there that are like, well, I don't know like what it really is. Like,
oh, you just reminded me of something.
It's always been there. You just have to sit there and really take in like what are your interests and what really pulls you.
You just reminded me of something. For the people who say, I have so much things I want to do. What do I do? What is going on? There's so much things. I talked about the Value Finder a lot in this video. Look, this is not supposed to be some kind of promo press video, but I'm telling you, the Value Finder will help you know what the top priority action is. The top priority value, and that's what you focus on. That's what you move towards. You will get, shiny object syndrome. You'll get shiny object syndrome and see, this is here, this is here, this is here, this is here, I want to do this. You won't be able to say no. You won't be able to say no because you haven't established a mission yet. What you need to do is sit down and write out what you want your life to be. And if you can't write it out, you just don't care about it yet. You don't care about it right now, which is okay, okay? But if you can sit down and you can write out what you want your life to be, it will give you a lot more clarity, a lot more vision, a lot more mission, a lot more purpose. I've written out what I want my life to be. I read it every day. So I'm reminded and I know, is this aligned with what I want my life to be? Is this aligned with my purpose? So if you have all these things you want to do, what you need to do is just zone in on lifestyle. What is your life going to be? Then take the highest priority action based on your highest priority value, and you won't be worried about all these things you need to do. And sometimes just need to pick one, because anything can work. Anything can work. You understand? You could, let's say you're interested in art, in music, in teaching, in a whole bunch of things. Like me, I'm a polymath. I've studied many, many things and I can do many, many things. But I've chosen to focus on this currently. And I'll focus on it until it works to the point where I want it to work.
I am very much that person. Like when I was doing the whole Value Finder thing, I was very much that person that had like many different interests. But what I realized when I really sat down with myself is like they can be tied together and there was like a theme.
Yes.
There was something that's like consistent between all of them that actually tied it together as why that really was something that I valued.
That is purpose. You may be interested in many things, but they are all connected. They are all connected. And with that being said, you've cleared your focus through care, design, and mission. From me and wifey, I'll see you next time. Peace.